Welcome. This is not legal advice. I am your host, TINLA, and I'm here doing It's Friday, Am I in Love reading. I'm going to go ahead and break this up into the signs by their elements. So we're going to start with earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And we're going to first up see what's up with love from their perspective, your perspective, the energy between the two of you. So let's go ahead and get started and see what Spirit has for us today. I thank you for joining me on this beautiful Friday. And whenever you find it, even if it's not a Friday, I do hope that you are getting everything you want in love. So, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's go, baby. Let's go. What's up, Spirit, with my earth signs, my Taurus, my Virgo, and my Capricorn? Okay. I'm going to get them all in a row here, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Again, thank you for joining me. This is TINLA at tinlatarot.com. Please join me there for extended readings, sassy readings that are too sassy for YouTube, etc., etc. By the way, I'm going to leave this bottom of the deck here for later for advice. Okay, so your person, what is up from their perspective? Ten of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay, so your person, my earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they are feeling the pain. You know, they really went through it, and they are starting to come into sort of a sense of spirituality with this Queen of Wands here. It's almost like there was a death of their old self, where they are letting things end that did not work out for them. But in the same way, in the same vein, they are also like using that as leverage to come into their new embodiment, right? So they're not letting it keep them down. They're rising again. They're taking their power back, and they might actually have been retreated into themselves, into a sense of quiet. So what I'm feeling here, earth signs, is the person on your mind. And by the way, when I say earth signs, that could be sun, moon, rising. Anyway, what I'm feeling here is that the person on your mind is someone who has been through it, but they're not letting it get them down. They almost have like an indomitable spirit of joy, of like, you won't beat me kind of thing. And they're stepping into that power, but they may be quiet with you right now, and that's kind of freaking you out. So let's see where your energy is here. We have the Devil, Death, and Ace of Swords. So you see there, we have a lot of serious energy. It's like you're feeling very serious. They're just kind of coming into their own, but you're feeling very, very serious. They are a strong temptation for you. They're pulling on your soul. They're making you feel like you've got to change or kind of wait around for them, even though they're not telling you that. It's like you feel like you've got to wait around, and you're just like, you wish you could know the truth with this Ace of Swords. Like, you really are just almost obsessed with this person, and their silence is driving you crazy with this Death card, and you're waiting for something to change. You know, you see this person here, they're sitting on a this wall of bricks almost, or cobblestones, I suppose, and you can't see their face, so it's almost like you're a little bit in hiding. You're not letting other people see this, but like deep inside, you are absolutely waiting for this person you're obsessed with over here to change. And you don't see that they're in this quiet. And that quiet, by the way, doesn't mean that they don't love you or they're not interested in you. They're just healing and regrouping and trying to get a hold on themselves. And in fact, look at that. The energy between the two of you is this energy of like self-sustaining happiness, where you're not relying on them for your happiness and they're not relying on you for their happiness, which is a great balance to be in. But it's going to take you a little bit, I think, to get there, because you are so, I feel, needing to feel the truth of the situation, and you're not getting that because they're so quiet, and they're arising sort of into this Nine of Pentacles energy of like, look at me and how glorious I am, and how happy I am living my single life. And I would say you feel like that's kind of them turning their back on you by healing and stepping into their power and maybe coming out of this Hermit energy. And I'm getting a sense of frustration, like, if you are finally feeling better about yourself and you're healing and you're growing and you're changing, why aren't you talking to me? Why do you still have your back turned on me? Like, I just want to know the truth here. Like, do you care about me or do you not care about me? So there is this energy between you of, yes, you are single. Yes, you are available, and you are on your own. You're okay. right? You're fine. But you are slightly irritated that this person is not talking to you. They're looking good, and they're out there twisting, kind of leaving you twisting in the wind. And I think that's really frustrating for you. So let's find out who is this person on your mind. We're going to get a different deck for that one. And I will list the decks in my description, of course, so you can have an eyeball at it. And if you're interested, you can buy them and whatever. I don't get any commission or anything like that. Everybody knows me, knows I love my decks. They're like, TINLA, why do you have 400 decks? And I'm like, I don't know. I love decks. Big dick energy. And by that, I meant deck. You know what I mean? I said that. That's what I said. Deck. Big deck energy. There's actually a book called Big Deck Energy. See, it's like I can't help it. Anyway, BDE. And it's a really great book on tarot if you're interested in getting started on that. Anywho, who is the person on my viewer's mind? The earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then I want to know, what do they want? What is their intention? And what is their likely next action? Then I want to know, how do you see this person? What is it that you want, your intention? What is an obstacle for you right now? And what is the likely outcome? Again, I'm going to take this deck and put it over here as such. And the bottom of that deck will be our advice from Spirit, okay? So let us find out, what is it that this person, like, who are they? What are they about? We have the Lovers. This is somebody that you know in your life that may be Gemini, honestly, with the Lovers energy. There's like a duality in them. You know, when I look at this, I feel like that statement, you know, there are two wolves inside you. Which one is the one that leads? It's the one you feed, right? So honestly, though, if you have two wolves inside you, you should probably check with a physician or a trained medical professional, because that seems like it might be a medical issue. But that's a joke. Haha. Anyway, the Lovers. You feel like this person is not being decisive. You're seeing them as someone who is almost trying to embody that quote-unquote alpha male energy, but they're kind of struggling with that and aren't sure really how to proceed and be the person that you want them to be. And this could be either way, regardless of gender. It could be anyone that is just, you feel like is not stepping into their power yet. But of course, remember, I talked about how they would be through this period of silence. So you see them, like, from your perspective, as someone who just doesn't know what they want, right? And what they do want, though, is Four of Pentacles, which is an energy of not letting go, of stability, of, you know, really holding on to good things in their lives. So even though it may seem like they're being flippant toward you, they're not. They're really holding firm to their interest in you, even though you may not see it. And their next action is this Knight of Cups, coming forward with a small love offer, right? They are somebody who has thought about this. They've made their decision. They've come out like of a deep period of thought and prayer or meditation or what have you. And they are ready to come forward with that. Although I will tell you, with this back face toward you, while I feel like they're ready to come forward, you're not seeing that just yet. There's actually a contradiction in this card, the way, if you look at it right there, sorry, I'm doing my best, where the person in this card is facing that way, right? Like that way, away from you, my viewer, with this cup of love. And yet the snake of eternity, like, is facing this way, right, toward you. So it's almost like you might think that they're offering their cup of love to everybody else but you. But the reality is, in their heart, you are the one. You are the one they're interested in. So regardless of how you may perceive them, their next action may not reveal that as much as you would like to see. I hate to say it. But it doesn't mean that they don't love you or care about you. I feel like they're just trying to sort things out in a period of like stillness. Like, because we see stillness here between the Hermit and the Knight of Cups, right? Where they're really, I think, sorting things through. Now, from your perspective, you see them as the Eight of Pentacles. You know, someone who just lets work dominate them and, you know, is letting sort of life pass them by and is like almost ignoring the glory of the sun and everything that's beautiful in the world in favor of work and development and all those things. And I think you're frustrated. I mean, I think you know in your heart that it's good, that this is, you know, it's right for this person to kind of get themselves together. But I think you're also frustrated because you feel like this sense of you want them and you want them now. And it's like, why can't you just get this faster, damn it? Like, what is wrong with you? Can't you see that I care about you, kind of thing? You've settled into your desire for them. You know you want them. You've made up your mind, I think, my earth signs. But you're also frustrated that they're not the exact same way with you. So what is it you want with them? The Chariot. You want them to make a move, man. Right? You want them to come toward you. Like, just do the thing already. You're tired of it. Like, you know they're hardworking. You know that they're trying to work on themselves at a fundamental level, but you want them to come toward you. Right? But there's an obstacle, and I want to know what the obstacle is. It's the devil. Look, we have it here. Your own obsession with them is your own obstacle. Right? Like, your compulsion to force the issue, to try to make things happen on your timeline and the way you want it to happen is your obstacle. And I hate to say it because it's so frustrating, and I understand how frustrating it is, but it's like, you need to let nature take its course. You want this truth up here with the Ace of Swords? Okay, you're not going to get it if you push it. If you try to force things to happen when they're not ready to happen. All right? So the outcome is Nine of Cups. Look at that. You have Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. That's success both in financial stuff, but also love. Like, this is wish fulfillment. That is there for you. The outcome is there for you. My earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you just have to be patient. And I know it's interesting because earth signs are typically associated with like calculated, slow, steady movements. So you may be saying, but I'm like that anyway. In this case, you're not. For whatever reason with this person, you want it and you're like ready to move. And you want them to move. And they may not be moving at the pace that you want them to move, like with this Chariot card we talked about. And you may feel like, oh, maybe they're looking at other people. They're interested in other people. They're not interested in other people. They are firm in how they feel, despite how you may view them as being uncertain. They are firm in how they feel. They're just not moving yet. But that doesn't mean that the outcome can't be this happiness. Let's take a look at the advice for my earth signs. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So what that says to me is this person is going to be coming forward with the truth. Like you also want to charge forward with the truth. But in a way, it's like a fantasy to you. Actually, you know what I'm seeing is with this sort of griffin here is your fantasy is if I just come toward this person with the truth of how I feel about them and how I'm obsessed about them, they will offer me this Ace of Pentacles energy. Like they will give me what it is that I want. Like they will offer me that stability, that thing that I'm desiring from them. But let's find out. Let's look below. The Four of Pentacles. Like you are here and you're not able to let certain things go and let things come to their own in their own way. King of Wands is somebody who is, yeah, this is somebody who's action oriented. They are in control. They're in their own power, and that's great. But with the Fox here, you know, it says to me they're coming in their own way, in a smart way, in a way that they've calculated, they've thought about. Wands is fire energy, Pentacles is earth energy. So this is you very much embodying yourself. And this is somebody who is a person of action and passion, but they're going to do it their way, right? And we also have then the Knight of Cups and the Four of Swords. So you almost feel like you want to run away with your little cup of love while they're healing, while they're in their quiet phase, right? You're ready to run away because you almost can't stand it anymore. But good news, right? There is going to be a Tower moment. They will change. And with the Page of Pentacles, it's a statement of, you know, just be a little bit patient. Be patient with them. There is something stable coming, right? I mean, you see this woman here, she's kind of training this like little circus dog. And it says to me, like, if you can calm your own desire for immediate, like, stability, that change in the Tower energy will actually reveal and give you what it is you want to see. But you can't, Knight of Swords, force this Ace of Pentacles moment, right? So let's take a look at what they would say, the person in your mind. Go ahead and think about the person in your mind. Let's get some advice from my Andromeda Skies mega deck and see what this person would say to you if they were here now to tell you what their thoughts were. What would this person say to my earth signs? What would they say to my earth signs? Let's see. What would they say to my earth signs? Okay, we got one card flipped over here. What is it? What are you? You are not waiting. Oh, there it is. I'm not ready. Look. I'm not ready. What did I tell you? This person is on their way. They're doing their best, but they're not ready right now. Anything else? And by the way, that's not a reflection on you. It's not like a reflection of your worth or signs. It's not like anything to do with you. This person's been hurt in the past. They've really gone through some stuff and they're working on it. Like Queen of Wands, they're working on it. They're just not there yet. Okay. And it's not your fault. And there's nothing you could do. There's no amount of like Knight of Swords, like with logic, that you can make change here. I act like I don't care when deep down I really do. I told you. You're seeing it like they don't care because they're quiet. They're in that hermit mode, but they do care. They really do. And let me get a message from this other deck here. What else would they say, if anything? Let's find out. What else would they say to my viewers in my earth signs? What else would they say? What else would they say to my earth signs? Person on their mind. What else would they say? There we go. I can feel that strong bond we share on a soul level. So they do feel it too, right? I know you're obsessed with that devil energy over there, but they feel it too. Oh, trust. Look at my terrible handwriting on that. Anyway, trust, it's saying. You know, you just have to have faith. This person's going to come back around. You just have to believe, and you can't force it. You can't try to, again, you can't try to logic your way into this person's commitment, okay? Anything else? There we go. One more. Your presence in my life gives me peace. And I'm being called to look at the bottom of the deck. Your smile is making me melt every time I see your face. So it says to me, this is for somebody you know pretty well. You see at least every now and again. And they feel a peace in your presence. They feel joy when you are happy. And even though they may not express that as much as you want them to, earth signs, that doesn't mean that they don't care about you. All right. So have faith is what I'm hearing. Trust, like that card said, trust. They are here and they are working on themselves. And it may look like there's nothing really going on below the surface, but there is. There really is. So earth signs, that's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to move on to my water signs, all right? So water signs, thank you for joining me. If you have, you know, sun, moon, rising in water signs, that's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, I really appreciate you, and I'm happy you're here with me on TINLA Tarot. That's my website, tinlatarot.com. I am your host, TINLA. And remember, this is not legal advice. Let's find out what's up with love for you, my dears. All right. We have strength, and I'm going to pull my rest of my cards, and then we're going to talk about it. All right. Okay, so the person on your mind, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We've got Strength, King of Cups, and Wheel of Fortune. And the person may be I'm seeing Leo here. King of Cups is another water sign, perhaps. This is somebody who is having a hard time holding back their feelings for you. Actually, the person on your mind, like they really feel things for you very strongly, and they're trying to calm that within them, and they're hoping in the meantime that things may take a turn. And almost like if they can dazzle you, water signs, with their beauty, with their grace, with their strength, with all the things they have to offer, you might be convinced to become theirs. So I don't know who's on your mind, but you're on theirs. I'll tell you that much right now. You, my dears, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Hanged Man. So you, as far as I can tell, you are somebody who does want like an offer of love here with the Ace of Pentacles. You want something that's like, you know, makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, like this person really cares. And so because this person's going to be showing interest in you, you're going to be willing to take a chance with this Fool card, right? Because I see like love has been elusive for you in other ways with other people. But this person is like that cat right there. Like they're right there. If you just turn around and take a chance, this person is very interested in you. And that goes right to the point of the hanged person, the hanged man, where it's a change in perspective, right? And it's something, I'll say, out of the ordinary, because look at his hat. Like in this position, your hat would be falling off. So something's afoot, right? So this is something that you normally wouldn't consider. You're going to get a change in perspective because of some way that this person acts. And you're going to see that this is the kind of person who can offer you stability and the things you want. But you have to turn around and be willing to see it. And the energy between the two of you is judgment. You know, I mean, look at that. There's going to be an equal give and take here. There's going to be a change that happens where, you know, you're going to actually be able to see this person. Like, look at this. You're looking over here. I believe this is Horus. I could be wrong. But this Egyptian figure is looking over here and toward this person and seeing possibility. I see this as seeing possibility, where your heart is looking that way. And this feather energy is like that of a new start, right? Almost like shedding the old and starting new again. A bird that's like molting. So this person is going to have like a very different, like, you're going to look at them very differently. I think you're going to have a new perspective on this person who is very much intoxicated and hypnotized by you and your beauty and your brains and all the humor and beautiful things you have to offer. Okay. By the way, I put this deck down. We're going to get the advice off the bottom of the deck. When we finish with this. So we're going to ask some other questions about like, who are they in terms of how do you see them? And we'll go from there. Okay. So I'm going to pull a different deck. Again, thank you for joining me, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I hope you're having a beautiful night on it's Friday, is this not, I can't talk. It's Friday, is this love reading? Whenever you find it, whether it's Friday or otherwise, I hope that you have all the love you want in your life. As water signs, I know you are beautifully emotional and loving people, and I appreciate that about you. So I hope you have all the things you want. So let's find out. Who is this person on your mind? All right, what is this person? Who is this person? Who are they? Oh, there we go. All right, and the next question I'm going to ask is, what is it that they want? What is their intent with you? What is their next action? For you, I'm going to ask how you see them, what your intention is, and then I'm going to ask, what is a concern or obstacle that's in your way right now? And what is the likely outcome? And I'm going to, again, put this deck over to the side with the bottom card being advice. So who is this person in your eyes? They are Seven of Wands. This is somebody who's kind of been aloof, right? This is someone who's, you feel like has held a boundary, maybe kept you at a distance. So you may be surprised to find out this person really even likes you. Maybe you're like somebody where you thought, oh, this person really doesn't care about me. They're being very standoffish. Every time I try to talk to them, I'm feeling like at work, for example. Every time I try to talk to them, they're like blowing me off. They're not interested. They don't care. They're kind of really holding their ground. That's what I'm getting the sense of right here. So in your eyes, this person is not interested. But really, it's taking them all their strength to hold back that love that they feel for you, that emotion. Let's not even call it love. We'll say emotion, okay? Because love is a complicated and weighted word. All right, so what is their intention with you, water signs? King of Swords. They want to tell you the truth. They want to come forward. They want to show you, like, look, the truth of the matter is, I care about you, right? This is somebody who's got a combination of energies. They've got all of it. They've got the passion of the wands. They got the intellect of the swords. They got the cups here up in the King of Cups. The question is, do they have the stability, right? Do they have the wherewithal to make this a solid relationship? So let's find out their next action. We have Five of Cups. So we can see that they're very passionate about you. They really love, like, I don't say, again, I said love. I don't know why I said love, but they're very emotional about you. You know, this is something, they look at this like the plan has finally come together. Like they are approaching you with this bird. You see this bird here at the top? They're like flying toward you. They're ready. They want to fly toward you. They want to give you the truth, right? They want to show you like, look, I really do care. And that's the reality of the situation. And then they kind of land on this cup, if you will. And they settle down. They say, look, I want to show you that I have been building this nest for us, that I have had these emotions for you all over the place for so long. So their intentions, I don't think, are bad. I think their intentions are very good with you, and they genuinely want to show you how they feel. And they are held back for some reason, perhaps because they don't think you're going to be interested in them. They don't think that you are going to be wanting to hear what they have to say, particularly because they may have seen you chasing after other people, or at least interested in other people. I'm almost seeing like somebody at work that you confide in about all the bad relationships you've had, and meanwhile they're sitting there like pining over you. So I'm also getting a sense of be cautious, right? Because you don't want to have that relationship where you thought somebody was a friend, but it turned out they really cared about you the whole time, and then they're not your friend anymore when you don't have feelings for them that way. So just be aware of that potential aspect of it. But I don't think that's the case here. I think they are standing in their truth. I think they are ready to come forward, and I do think that's genuine. So how do you see them? You see them as the Chariot. You see them as somebody that is coming forward, is starting to show you some interest, right? Like, before they were standoffish, and now they're starting to move forward toward you. They're like, what do you want in all of this? The Devil. You want somebody that you are obsessed with. Like, you want that je ne sais quoi, you know, that really obnoxious French accent thing that I just did. Like, you really want that feeling with them, where it's just like this unbridled affection. And I'm seeing, again, unbridled with the Chariot here too. Like, I think you're really thinking, can I see this person as someone I'm obsessed with in a romantic way? Or are they just someone that I see as a friend? So the obstacle here is Six of Cups, right? Is this going to be balanced? That's the obstacle. Six of Cups is very clear. It's very clear to me here. It's balanced. Like, is it going to be where this person is wanting me more than I want them? That's what I see my water sign viewers saying to themselves. Like, yeah, I like this person, and yeah, maybe I wasn't really sure. But is this going to be equal? Like, we have the Judgment card up here. Is it going to be equal? Or, you know, which is Six of Cups energy, very equal? Or is this, you know, like an old friend that I don't see that way? So let's find out what the outcome is for you, my dear. Eight of Cups. I think, honestly, I hate to say it, but I feel like the outcome is you're moving on. You're moving on with this. I don't know if this is right for you, water signs. Like, I feel like this is somebody, I'm really getting the sense of like that friend who wants to be more than friends, but you're not necessarily there. And I think it's not that you don't want to change your perspective, that you don't want to see them that way. I think you do. I think you would love to see them that way, right? With this Judgment looking that way. Like, I think you really do want to see them in a certain light. But I'm feeling like you want something different. You want something that really brings you like to life and sparks that fire in you. And, you know, this person may have all this affection for you, but I don't know that it's enough. So let's get the advice. I'd like to know what's going on with my water signs here. Knight of Swords. That's the second time we've had that, by the way. And Two of Cups. And the way that I decided to pull these out, you know, it says to me, first of all, with this Two of Cups card, the way it is, you have these swans, I think. I'm not positive. They might be egrets. But they're facing different directions. Like, they're at cross purposes here. And underneath, by the way, we have Five of Wands. There's like a conflict. There's, you know, there's a split. You know, you're not going the same direction. And, you know, you have this moon energy, this divine feminine, hidden huntress energy, like a passionate, like there's something within you, water signs. Like, the moon is a water element. But I mean, you can see right here, we've got, I believe this is the, oh gosh, I believe that's Cancer that's up there in the symbol there, right? Like, you want someone who's an emperor, right? Someone who's like just comes in strong and is like that person, like this really affirmative and all that. Not someone who's a friend who tries to manipulate that into something. The moon is the universe telling you, like, you are this huntress. And even if in spirit, like, gender's irrelevant. Like, you are somebody who is on a quest for that passion, that change, that vibrance, that, you know, I hate to say it, but like the kind of instability that brings passion to a relationship, like that little bit of mystery. with the Five of Wands, like that little bit of conflict, that little bit of like passion. And so when somebody comes in with this Two of Wands, you're like at cross purposes here. Excuse me, Two of Cups. You're at cross purposes here. And, you know, this person, they may be telling you the truth here about what their fantasies are with you. They may want stability with you. They may want to offer you, like, look, they're going this way, Knight of Cups. They may want to offer you that. They may want to offer you stability. They may want to give you the world, right? They may want to help you, you know, move on. But I feel like they're going to have to move on. They're like the ship is sailing that direction. Like they're going to have to go back the way they came. And I'm almost hesitant to pull cards about this because I really don't feel like this is somebody, like the person you're thinking about, I really don't feel like there's somebody you want to be with. Like if you really dig deep, like I think you want to be with them. Like they might be perfect on paper or something like that, but at the end of the day, like you really don't want to be with them. But let's find out what they would say. Secrets and deception. Right. Somebody who's acting like a friend, but really wants to have a relationship with you. We got, I'm battling inner demons. That might be you, my dear. I feel like I can't give you what you need. Yeah, that's you. That's 100% you. Like you are battling these demons where you feel like almost bad for not wanting them the way they want you. And you feel like you can't get them what they need. Like it's not, you're feeling like it's not fair. It's not fair for you to pretend like you care about them the way they care about you. Because you want something different. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. You know, I'm hoping this helps somebody because it can be very challenging to have somebody that you feel like you should care about, that you should want to be with, because it makes sense, like I said, on paper, but you don't feel that way, and to like stand by that, and everybody's like, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you be with that person? And even you're asking yourself, like, why wouldn't I want to be with this person? But you just don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. So let's get another card to see if we can get any clarity. Oh, we got two actually. Oh, two or three. Three. I have unwittingly sabotaged our connection. You see that? Like you may not be able to like feel like you may not feel strong enough to tell this person flat out, I'm not interested in you that way. So you're like sabotaging it in other ways. Maybe you're like chasing other people. Maybe you're acting like you're not interested. Maybe you are on the run with a chariot, right? You are always on my mind. I feel like that's them talking to you. And they think you're you're their soulmate, but I don't think so. Like, well, let me put it this way. I think there's all kinds of different soulmates, okay? I think we can have friend soulmates, family soulmates, pet soulmates, all kinds of soulmates. And this person could be a soulmate of yours, but like in a friend way. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There are different people. Look, the struggle is real. Like this person is going to start giving up, right? And I didn't mean to do that. That was just what happened when I was trying to put the deck away. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with wanting somebody you care about that is a soulmate in that friend sense to be just that, right? I don't mean just in a bad way, like it's not enough, right? I feel like there's nothing wrong with being friends with somebody, and sometimes wires can get crossed and it feels like somebody is meant for you romantically, but they are not. They are a soulmate in a friend sense. And that's just what I'm seeing here. And I would encourage you, and I think Spirit would encourage you to really be true to yourself and do what's best for you without regard to what other people may think or feel about your decisions. So I leave it to you, my water signs. I thank you for joining me, liking, sharing, subscribing, what have you. I'm going to move on to my fire signs. Okay, that's my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius people. So thank you for joining me, fire signs. I appreciate you. It is TINLA here at This Is Not Legal Advice, and tonight we're talking, it's Friday, Am I in Love? Although whenever you find this is when it is meant to be found. So what we're going to look at first is what's up in love generally. What is the other person on your mind? You know, if you have someone on your mind, or the person who is potentially coming in for you, what does that person feel toward you, if anything, at this point? What's up in their lives? So let's, oh, okay. Well, that card just wanted to fly out, so we're just going to work with that whilst I shuffle the rest of these. Fire signs, you are always so sassy. Oh, and it wouldn't surprise me if the person you're interested in is sassy too. Look at that, 8 of Wands in reverse. Hold on a second. Got me picking up cards off the floor now. Okay. All right. So these three are going to be their feelings, their existence, their situation. These three are going to be you. And then the energy between you. And I'm going to take this deck and I'll put it as such right over here. And the bottom of the deck is going to be our advice later. Okay, so 8 of Wands in reverse. Now, I don't try to read in reverse, but this one just shimmied its way out. You saw that, so we're just going to go with it. Oh my gosh, the King of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness. Like, did this just happen? I don't understand. Anyway, the point is, Wands are your thing, fire signs. Like, Wands are your energy. And this person is like the opposite of you, is what I'm feeling. The person on your mind is very much in a, like a almost Pentacles state, like a very earthy state where they're just very stable. They're not making a lot of moves. They're not sitting in like a power or communicative energy. They're very quiet. They're very, just not showing a lot of interest either way. This person's very stoic where you maybe can't even read them. So that's the energy they're in. They're just very quiet, honestly, and are not moving a lot, right? Despite the cards jumping out, they're not moving. We have 7 of Swords, and I'm going to go ahead, 7 of Pentacles, because I feel like the deck was flipped, and this is how it feels like it needs to come out. Like, you're somebody, you want to actually put in the work. You're interested. You're kind of daydreaming about this, where you're actually ready to put in the energy. 10 of Wands, and it's going to be a lot of work, and you know that. And, you know, but you're willing to do this with the world energy, right? Like, you want a new world with this person. And what's interesting is, again, I'm talking to my fire signs, my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You know, it's almost like the roles are reversed here. The person you're interested in, they're not taking action, you know? And normally I think you're somebody who wants to see some action, see some movement. And when you're trying to take action, it's a struggle. You know, you have, I think, dreams of starting something new with this person and getting to like a beautiful place, a new place, this world energy. But you understand it's going to be a struggle, and you're like, you're willing though to carry the load. That's what I'm saying, is you're willing to carry the load. While they're quiet, you're working on yourself. You know, you may not even know what they're up to. Like, you can't even understand what they're up to because they're so opposite of you right now. They're the antithesis of fire energy. And the energy between you, though, is Ace of Wands. There is passion between you. There is fire and spark between you, irrespectively of whether this person appears to be interested or not, right? I think that this person is very open, very interested in you, but for whatever reason, they're holding back on communication and their actions right now, and focusing on maybe some of their own situations. So let's find out how you see this person. Like, who are they in your eyes right now? We're going to get another deck for that. So my fire signs, how do they see this person? If they know this person, assuming they know this person, how do they see this person? Okay. Knight of Swords. And I'm not going to do these rests because I'm going to explain the rest of these to you. Words. It's not working for me tonight. My words are not wording. Okay, and again, I'm going to, bottom of the deck, put this over here for energy. Okay, and advice later. All right, so the Knight of Swords is how, you know, they appear to you, right? This is somebody who, in your mind, fire signs, is really focused on their stability and their life and their intellect, and they have a fiery energy. You know, it's like a falcon, right? They're ready to send a message, but not yet. You know, this is very much a not yet. Like, you see them as somebody who's incredibly talented and incredibly gifted at whatever it is they do in terms of intellectually. You know, this is somebody who might be a scholar, who has a lot to say, and you know that they're an honest person, but they're not saying anything, and I think that's really throwing you for a loop. What do they really want with you? The Queen of Cups, look, they want that love energy with you. They want to offer you their cup of love. They want to share that with you. And I'm seeing, again, with this way this card appears, it's very much a, it's an energy of they see both sides, and they care about you inside and out. They love you for who you are inside and outside. And they want to give you all of them. They're offering you the whole cup here. And I want to know what action they're taking to that end. Look, Ace of Pentacles, they're going to offer you that. And it's going to almost come out of nowhere as far as you're concerned, because they've been so quiet, right? They haven't been acting. And to the point that I think you've been nervous that they don't care about you. But they do. They very much do. They got a lot going on in their lives right now. That's what I'm seeing. They've got a lot going on. They'd love to send a message to you and tell you how much they love you, but right now they've just got so much that they're balancing in their lives, and it's like so many, like, I'm almost seeing like work issues in particular with this sword here, that they can't quite express that just yet, but they would love to offer you their cup of love, is what I'm seeing. Fire signs. Again, that's my Aries, Leo, Sagittarians. So how do you see them? Three of Cups. You want a reunion with them. This is somebody you might have had something with this person before, right? This could be an ex. This could be somebody you're on a break, because we were on a break kind of thing. And I don't even watch Friends, but I know we're on a break, right? But like you're seeing it almost getting closer. In a way, like I think you're hoping, like as you see here, like the cups are getting smaller, right? As the dragonfly gets bigger, the cups get smaller. So it's like the more you see yourself changing and growing, the smaller the distance between you becomes, is what I'm hearing. So it's like you are going to have that cup of love reunion with them, but only as you develop on your own. And you want Five of Pentacles. Like you know, which is weird because normally Five of Pentacles is like an energy of being left out of things. But I feel like it's like you want it to stop. Like you feel almost like you are rotten to the core. Like you're not a good person. Like you're not good enough for them. Weirdly enough, I think you, fire sign, feel like you're not good enough for them. That's why we're talking about these dragonflies. Like you're getting better, you're changing. And as you're changing, the distance is getting smaller, I just said. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's like you almost still feel like you're not good enough. And maybe the reason they're staying quiet is because you see like inside of you the loneliness and the sadness and the insecurity, and you're worried, I think, that even, you know, your intention is that they would join you and bring you out of this loneliness. It's like, I think you're still nervous about it. Let me look at the concern, the obstacle. Queen of Swords, like you're not always being truthful about how you feel inside, like how you really are. Like you feel like you're, how can I say this? With this belt, the way it is, it almost makes me feel like, I hate to say the word gypsy energy, because like gypsy is apparently not appropriate. It's like almost a slur, and I don't mean to use it that way, but I don't know how else to say it. You're somebody who has that energy of a traveler. You're not stable in one place. Like on the one hand, if you will, you want to be stable. You want to use your mind to balance things out. On the other hand, you want to kind of fly free. And I think that's your challenge, is what do you do with that? Do you travel? Do you continue the way you were and kind of go about your way and see where the wind takes you? Do you fly off on your own, or do you hold that sword of truth that really is who you are? And I think you're struggling with that. And I think you're also, then, like I said, struggling kind of like, is this person going to love me? Are they being quiet with me because they see, air quote, right, who I really am inside? And that's something that you've got to grapple with. And do you want to heal that? So and this is actually very, very deep. This is a deep connection where the silence almost of this person is causing you to go within and really develop a love for yourself and an appreciation for yourself that has not been there before, and an acceptance. And you want to run so bad. You want to fly away so bad. And you're almost like, look at this. This again, this falcon, right? Because we have this mirroring energy here. This falcon is almost looking at you like, do we run? Do we fly? Do we get away from this? And yet there's an energy of, no, let's stay this time. And that's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. That's tough. The outcome is the Hermit. I hate to say it, but there's more quiet. There's more healing. There's more energy of Yes, there's like some dawn in the distance here. There's some something changing, right? But it's a gradual change, and you're slowly moving out of it. And so I do see change. Like, this person is there and they're going to offer you this. The question is, you know, are you going to come toward them? I think you are. I think you are going to come toward them. I think there is the potential for a beautiful change here. You just got to keep moving, and keep, you know, coming toward them, and understanding that their silence and their lack of action was not a rejection of you, and they don't see you the way you see you. So I wouldn't be surprised if the advice talked about loving yourself. So let's take a look at that advice. We have Two of Cups and the Page of Swords. Okay. So, you know, this Page of Swords is normally like this energy of spying a little bit, of like, you know, loving somebody from afar, or seeing something from afar, or not being truthful. But the way I see this particular card in this deck is like offering your truth. I think you're going to, the advice here is be who you are. Show this person that you really do want this Two of Cups, that you really do want to have this equal give and take with them. And you know what? It's not going to be pretty. This is a pretty card on the whole, but it's kind of messy when you look at the way the paint is flowing over these cups. So it's like, it may not be pretty. We may not always see eye to eye, but you need to, the advice from the universe is you need to just give it up. Stop being so logical. Stop fighting it. Stop trying to hide this. This person, I'm feeling like this person loves you for who you are, and this sort of internal hate you feel for yourself is not warranted, and this person doesn't see you like that. Let's keep going. Look, King of Swords, even more truth. Even more truth. This person, this is the Page of Wands in this deck. This is an energy of like, this is somebody who, believe it or not, below the surface is actually very passionate and very like sassy and foxy, and you're very much attracted to them. And I'm looking at you almost like worried that if you tell your truth, this person you find very attractive is not going to be interested in you, because of what you see underneath. Look at that. Look at that struggle. Like, that is the end of things. That is the unaliving card, right? This is like painful for you. And you see this as a struggle. You know, what do I do? How do I handle this? And in fact, I'm feeling like, okay, to be clear, I am not a hunter or huntress or somebody who knows a lot about deer. Okay, I'm gonna put that out there. But my understanding and the way I'm reading this is, you know, you feel like you're in competition with other people, especially, by the way, with this Maiden of Wands, this Page of Wands. Like, you might see this person as being very desirable and possibly wanted and being fought over by other potential partners. And that kills you inside. Like, you feel like you're just absolutely dying inside because you're watching this person being so good looking and having everything, and all these people fighting over them, and you feel like trash inside. And again, I'm not saying you are, it's not true, but you feel like that. And so there's a great period of self-development, right? But this person's holding on. Despite what you may think, this person's holding on. They're stable, they're steady, they're there. They are willing to wait for this cycle to complete, for you to come to a level of peace within and show who you really are and all the beautiful things that you are, and really embrace yourself and come toward them. I'm going to get another one. Look, you can have that 10 of Cups happiness. You can reach everything you want to reach, and they're there. They are able to, and this is, by the way, Leo energy, which is you, fire signs. Like, they are able to tame the beast. They are there to help you. This person is a true divine partner that is able to help you tame your inner beast. Okay, so this is very much a very sincere give and take partnership if you can be truthful with yourself and grow and develop within yourself. So I see this as being a very good thing. I think this is a very beautiful connection if you can begin with loving yourself and offering that truth and trusting that person's not going to reject you for who you are. So that being said, let me go ahead and get some of my Andromedan Love Oracle cards to see what this person might say to you or you to them as I interpret it. All right, let's take a look. What would they say to my fire sign viewers? The ones who, you know, they're awesome and they're liking the video and they're sharing, subscribing, etc. I'm ashamed of how I treated you. Yeah, I think there's a lot of shame. That's why I said, like, 3 of Cups. I feel like you know this person. You may have, like, given it a go before, and you just feel really, really bad inside about, you know, either yourself or how you treated them, but, or a combination of the two. But that card does not even remotely surprise me. Betrayal. I feel like you're betraying yourself. You feel like you're betraying yourself. You know, you are not being true to yourself. You're not loving yourself. You know, you are not loving yourself the way you should. And look at that. You deserve better than me. Which takes me back. There's a Hinder song that I'm going to have to tag in this video right now. So I'm going to make a note of that time on the clock here. But you really feel like this person deserves better than you, which is sad. Let me get 1 or 2 more. Let me see what comes out. Oh, and of course it fell on the floor. Don't blame yourself, fire signs. It's not your fault. Passion, desire. Look, that's still there. That's still there. Like, you may not see it. It may be falling on the floor and being a pain in the booty to go pick up. But if you look for it, it's there. Let me get a different deck here and find out if there's anything else. Listen, don't tell the water signs, but I didn't get in this card because they had a whole, like, wildly different reading. So, anyway, their situation's just different. Anywho. Okay. I crave to be close to your side. Yeah, I think you really love this person. I think you really care about them a great deal. And that's part of what's, like, almost exacerbating your self-judgment. I wish I would treat you better. See, look at this. We are a perfect match made in heaven. So I feel like you're being very harsh on yourself, but deep inside, you know that there is something about this connection that will help make you the best version of yourself. Anything else, please, Spirit? Oh, 1 more. I sometimes, oh my goodness, look at that. I can't even make it up, okay? I can't even make it up. I sometimes feel you deserve so much better than me. Okay, hold on. Totally different deck. Look at that. Look at that. This is a very, very strong feeling in you. I mean, this is incredible, honestly. That's how powerful your feeling of self-doubt is, fire signs. And that's, I'll be honest with you, as a fire sign, like, that's very unusual. You all, like, you guys are the emperors. You know, you're the movers, the shakers, you know, the things that, like, bring that energy to everybody and that movement. So it's really surprising, I'll be honest, to see you being in such a state of self-doubt. I mean, it's almost like this person, like, what are they doing to you, right? How powerful is this person in your life that they are making you doubt yourself so significantly, fire signs? Leave a comment, let me know, or, you know, send me an email or something. Like, I need to know what's going on here, because you are normally such a powerful, confident, self-assured sign, and to see you, like, in this way, this person must really do something to you. And I think the universe intends it to motivate you to love yourself and accept yourself. And I think that's a beautiful thing if you can do that, if you can let it happen. Anyway, that aside, I'm going to start with my air signs. So air signs, I was just shuffling and this card popped out. We're talking about the person on your mind, what's up with love. So thank you for joining me on This Is Not Legal Advice. I am still your host, TINLA, and today is it's Friday, Am I in Love session, pardon me. And nevertheless, even if you don't find this on a Friday, whenever it suits you, I hope that it means something and makes a difference. So for my air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, what is up with the person on their mind? All right, we're going to take a look at their thoughts and your thoughts over here, my dears. We all know we're thought people, and the energy between you. And what I'm going to do is take this deck, and bottom of the deck, I'm going to go ahead and save this to the side. It will be advice for later. Anywho, we have the Two of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and Judgment. Okay, so this is how they're feeling. If you'll give me just a second, let me see where they're at. Okay, so funny enough, while, you know, the air signs house us Libra folk, this person is very much also about balance and equality, right? We have the Two of Swords, which is an energy of not a lot of movement. It's decision making. It can be a tough choice, right? They're of two minds about something. This Nine of Cups is normally Nine of Cups is an energy of like wish fulfillment, but this person is almost evaluating, like I almost see like a sommelier looking at the wine, like, is this right? Is this good? Is this what I want? Is this perfect? And the judgment, you know, this person weighing their options. Like, this is somebody who's highly intellectual and is very, again, of two minds about the connection with you, air signs. Which in a weird way, I feel like you kind of appreciate that they're really thinking this thing through, right? Because you're very much the same. Even though I suspect we'll see that there's some frustration, I suspect, I don't know. But this person is like looking within, looking this direction. Notice like this person looking this way, this, you know, this God here. And again, I thought I said it was Horus. It might be Anubis. I'm not positive. Looking this direction. This person looking this direction. So there's a lot of movement in this direction, but there's like one bird going this way. So there's still like a chance here. Let's find out how you feel. We got the Star. Oh, you got hope. Your Empress energy. That's you. Three of Wands. Okay. So let's talk about this. In short, okay, you have hope and healing. Like you've been working on yourself. There's a lot of self-development, self-love, self-growth here that you've been doing to be your most amazing self and have a peace within that doesn't necessitate a man or a person or a woman, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The other person that you're thinking about, okay? And the Three of Wands, like you're still optimistic. What I'm seeing is like you're still optimistic that if you sit in your power, the future that you're dreaming of will come to you. So this person's over here like, I don't know what to do. And you're like, that's okay. I'm working on myself. I'm being my best me. And I'm looking toward my future. And you know what? When you're ready, if you're ready ever, show up when you're ready and we'll talk. Which is a great energy to be in, I'm not going to lie. Like you are really air signs in a way that, you know, you don't need this person for familial happiness, for the future happiness, for self-healing. Like you're not codependent on this person is what I'm seeing. And let's get the energy between you. Look at that, Nine of Wands. Like that's your wounded warrior. That's somebody who, like, there's an energy, I think, between you of, particularly you, where you're like ready to give up and move on with this person. Like this person is not expressing anything to you. The person in your mind is really not showing you that they care in any substantial way. You view them like as somebody who really just is caught up in their own world to the point that they just do not care about you. And I'm not saying that's true, but that's how you see it, which is unfortunate. No, Lord, we dropped a card. Okay. So I'm just going to slide that right over there. I don't know what it is. I didn't see which way it came out. But that first card is supposed to be who this person is. My goodness. Well, who they are, they got a lot to say about what I said. Because remember I was saying like, oh, they don't really care or whatever. Like, they got a lot to say about it because they're just shooting out cards left and right. All right? They're just like, all right, TINLA, you know, you don't know me. You don't know how I feel. I care about this person. Stop it. All right, well, show yourself. What's your next action? What's the next action of this person on my air signs' mind? Okay, and then for you, we're going to make it super simple. And we'll talk about this, and then this. And then once again, with this deck, I'm going to put it over here for the advice, and we'll flip that around later. Okay, so who are they? Oh, King of Pentacles in reverse. You are looking at them as somebody who is incredibly unstable. Somebody who is not able to offer you what you want. You know, as air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, often caught up in your head. You know, you need someone to help ground you, to help, basically, like, let's just say, make decisions about what we're having for dinner, even, right? Like here, air signs are like, do we have Chinese food or do we have pizza? Or do we have pasta, or do we have sushi? Or do we have, like, you're all over the place. Like, I can't make up my mind. I know I'm hungry, but am I hungry? I'm not really sure. You need someone who can come in and say, hey, I made a reservation, we're going to dinner here. And you see this person as maybe not being able to hold that energy with you because they're being so flighty over here. So I think you have a lot of doubt, air signs, about this person's capacity to give you what you need. So let's find out what their intention actually is. Two of Wands. Like, need I say more? Like, this is more energy of like, I don't know which way to go. Right? This one is like less at, like, they're not crossed, right? Where there's like, I don't know what to really do. Like, they're at least coming in a more parallel fashion where they're getting their thoughts together. They're more in line. They're more action oriented. Like the swords over here, they're all thought oriented. Like they're up in their head, right? But like their intentions are to take some kind of action that's in alignment with how they feel. But I'm not quite confident that they know how they feel yet. So let's find out what that action is. Ace of Wands, look, they are actually going to come forward. This person is actually going to make a move with Ace of Wands. And I think they feel some kind of way about you, and I think that they have the whole time, but it's been very low key. And they've actually been almost beating you at your own logical game. I hate to say it, air signs, like very logical people. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but they've almost been beating you at your own game. So I kind of wonder if they are also Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, something like that, because they are very much the kind of person who is very to the vest, not expressing how they feel. And, you know, you might be that kind of way too, but like when you see it in someone else and reflected back at you, you're like, oh, this is like not cool. But they are going to actually come forward. They are going to make a choice. They are going to show you who they are. So how do you see them? You see them as a King of Wands. Like, you're going to see them come forward as somebody who actually has a plan, who's been foxy, hiding this from you, who is almost like this burst of sunlight. You know, I'm seeing like eclipse energy here, where somebody is actually changing the game. And I think that's going to be very surprising to you. Like, I think you're going to see them as somebody just like poof, out of nowhere. Like, you didn't expect any of this, right? Because right now you're seeing them as like this boohoo, silent person. You're ready to walk away. They're not making decisions. They're not stable. And then they're going to bust in and surprise you, okay? And what is your intention? What do you want? You have a Maiden of Cups, which in this deck is the Page of Cups. And that's like a small offer of love. Like, you're withholding a little bit, right? You only got one eye open. Like, you're not quite there because you're like, wait a minute, why were you so quiet this whole time? Like, that's suspicious, right? And your eternity, your snake is going that way. So your inclination is to like hold back and be a little suspicious for real of this person. Like, you have your cup of love. You are interested in having love, but like, why were you so quiet, sir, ma'am, person? Okay, why? So I think your intentions are good. Like, you do actually want love, but you are rightly suspicious. So what is the concern? Nine of Pentacles. Hey, were they out there partying? Were they some kind of single like person just out there in the world, you know, partying and going to the clubs and getting drunk and, you know, hitting on all of the other people? And, you know, I think you view yourself like, are they just seeing me? Or they actually care about me? Or am I just another one of like the people on their roster? I think you have very much a concern because they've been so quiet. You're like, I feel like I'm just an option for you. So what is the outcome? Nine of Cups. Okay, so we had the Nine of Wands, Nine of Cups, and we talked about the Nine of Cups here. So the Nine of Cups here, you can see the difference, right? The Nine of Cups here is like all in a line, all like going away, judging things, looking at things. Whereas this like full circle. This is a complete plane flying over my window. I don't know if you can hear it. Sorry if you can. But this is a complete cycle of love. Like, there's love all around. So this is more of the traditional Nine of Cups, meaning like than this one. This one is not the traditional. This is more traditional in terms of wish fulfillment, of happiness, of an outpouring of love. You know, with these two nines here, I'm seeing like a completion of a cycle. So you may have had more than one go around with this person. But it is a cycle that's coming to some kind of fruition. I mean, a 9, 9, 9, you know, it's all there. So let's get the advice. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We love that. We love to see it. And the Queen of Wands. Look at that. So what I'm seeing here is staying grounded, staying whole in yourself, being at peace, and minding your money and minding your homestead, right? Basically. And Queen of Wands, but also like stepping into your power. Like there's a balance here, which of course is very Libra, sorry, but not sorry. You know, it's you being confident enough to say, I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what your problem is. I am worth it. And you better not be out there just hitting on everybody left and right. I'm not here for it. I need something solid. Remember we talked about that King of Pentacles where you didn't see them as solid? Like you want and need something solid. Eight of Cups, like you're ready to move on. If this person doesn't bring it right, doesn't come here and stop being a player with this Knight of Wands, stop playing the field, or at least how you see them as playing the field, like you're ready to go. You're ready to move on. Leave it in the past. But look at that. There can be balance. Six of Pentacles. There is balance and happiness in that. So what I'm seeing here is give this person a little bit, I hate to say it, of a break, okay? They don't not love you. They love you. I think they care about you. They're just very cautious. And it's kind of funny because you would be the same way. Like they're a mirror in a sense of you. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a twin flame kind of card come up here in like the what would they say for my Andromedan skies decks that I've put together here, because they're acting almost like more like you would act, air signs. I don't mean to call you out, but I'm totally calling you out. So let's find out what your person would say. Look, we got a couple cards that flipped. Okay, hold on. You are the first person to make me feel this way. I pulled away because I am overwhelmed with all the things going on in my life. Very intellectual cards, right? This is somebody who's weighing their options. They see you as truly the first person to make them feel this way. Like you are critical to them. You are important to them. But they are pulling away and they're looking back. They're being very introspective because they got a lot of things going on, right? And not to say you aren't a thing that's important that's going on. You are. And that's where I think they want to do it right. Rose-colored glasses. They want to make sure they're seeing things clearly. Repetitive cycles. Yeah, they don't want to do this over and over again. They're tired of it. They're over it. They are really judging this. I'm seeing this over and over again here. They're seeing this. They want to see it clearly. They're tired of the games. They're tired of the nonsense. You know, you're worried that they're out there playing the field. But look, it's a destined connection. What did I say? It was very much a twin flame energy. It's very much a mirrored energy. And it's a destined connection where the two of you, like this person is reflecting almost you back to you. And it's almost like, how dare you judge me for being, you know, for carefully considering these things when you would do the same thing. Look, I realized so much since we parted ways. Again, they're realizing, they're learning. You are my wish fulfillment and I want only you. Hold on. Back it up. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. What did I say? Where do we have that? Where's our Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. We talked about that. Nine of Cups. You are my wish fulfillment. Didn't I say that? I swear I said that. Let's get one or two more. So you're in a very serious state of doubt, air signs, but you shouldn't be, because you are awesome and they know that, and they're just trying to do things right because they don't want those repetitive cycles. They don't want the break up, get back together, break up, get back together business. They want to make the right choice and be able to give you what you need and want. Without you in my life, I feel so lost. So you're giving them a sense of grounding that they don't have right now. You're helping them by having faith in them, almost by standing by and letting them have their time, really get grounded and feel more stable. So that's what I have for you, air signs. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, going to TINLAtarot.com, booking readings, etc., etc. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Bye.